Good day everyone, we are the group 3 presenting the Supreme Court. What is Supreme Court? The Supreme Court is the highest court in the Philippines. The Supreme Court was established by the Second Philippine Commission on June 11, 1901. Through the enactment of its Act Number 136, an act which abolished the real Audiencia de Manila, the predecessor of the Supreme Court. The power of Supreme Court. The best known power of the Supreme Court is judicial review of the ability of the court to declare a legislative or executive act in violation of the Constitution is not found within the text of Constitution itself. The court established this doctrine in the case of Marbury v. Madison, 1803. Responsibilities of Supreme Court. Order a change of venue or place of trial to avoid a miscarriage of justice. Promulgate rules concerning the protection and enforcement of constitutional rights. Pleading, practice, and procedure in all courts, the admission to the practice of law, the integrated bar, and the legal assistance to the underprivileged. Crimes heard in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court handled the most serious charges like murder and serious drug cases. The role of Supreme Court in the Philippines. Its principal function in the supervision and administration of the lower court throughout the Philippines and all their personnel. Its report and recommended to the Supreme Court all action that affects the lower court management. The Supreme Court is often called the highest court in the land because it hears appeals from the state court as well as federal courts. If 4 of the 9 justices agree to issue a right, the court will hear the case. The court also has limited original jurisdiction in some cases. The Supreme Court in the Philippines. This is the picture of the Supreme Court of the Philippines. The design of the Supreme Courts of the Philippines is competition entry for the new Supreme Court to be located on site in the McKinley Hills area of Manila.
The Supreme Court. The Royal Audiencia was established on May 5, 1583, composed of a president and 4 ediores, justice and fiscal. The Audiencia existed both administrative and judicial functions. Its functions and structure were modified in 1815, when a Chief Justice replaced its president and the number of justices was increased. It came to be known as the Audiencia Territorial de Manila, with 2 branches, civil and criminal. A royal decree issued on July 24, 1861, converted into a purely judicial body with its decision appealable to the Court of Spain in Madrid. A territorial audiencia in Cebu and audiencia for criminal cases in Vigan were organized on February 26, 1888.
Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals, Pilipino Hukuman ng Apelasyon, is an appellate collegiate court in the Philippines. The Court of the Appeals consists of 1 presiding justice and 68 associate justice. Pursuant to the Constitution, the Court of Appeals review not only the decision and order of the regional trial courts nationwide, but also those of the Court of Tax Appeals, as well as the reward judgment, final order, or resolution of authorized by 21 quasi judicial agencies exercising quasi-judicial function mentioned in Rule 43 of the 1997 Rules of Civil Procedure, plus the National Amnesty Commission, Press Proclamation number 347 of 1994, and the Office of the Ombudsman, Fabian B. Desierto, 295 SCRA 470. Under Republic Act number 9282, which elevated the Court of the Tax Appeal to the same level of the Court of Appeal, NC Bank decision of the Court of Tax Appeal are updated subject to review by the Supreme Court instead of the Court of Appeal, as opposed to what is currently provided in Section 1 Rules 43 of. Added to the formidable list are the decision of the National Labor Relations Commission, which are now initially reviewable by the Court of Appeals, instead of a direct recourse to the Supreme Court via petition for certiorari under Rule 65, St. Martin Funeral Homes y National Labor. The Court of Appeals building is located at Ma Orosa Street, Ermita in Manila, on the grounds of the University of the Philippines, Manila. Logo of Republic of Philippine Courts of Appeal.
Court of Appeals. Appeals Court consists of 3 judges and do not use a jury. A Court of Appeals hears challenges to district court decision from courts located within its circuits, as well as appeals from decision of federal administrative agencies. A Court of Appeals is an intermediate level of court between trial courts and the Supreme Court, which hears these cases of appeals from a lower court. Each state has its own Court of Appeals from cases involving state law. There is also a Court of Appeals for the federal court system. The Court of Appeals was established on February 1, 1936 by virtue of Commonwealth Act No. 3 and is considered as the second highest tribunal in the country. It is composed of the presiding justice and 68 associate justices, all of the appointed of the president from a short list submitted by the Judicial and Bar Council. The associate justice shall have precedence according to the dates or order in case of similar appointment dates of their respective appointments. The qualifications of the justices of the Supreme Court also apply to the members of the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals' principal mandate is to exercise appellate jurisdiction on all cases not falling within the original and executive jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Its decisions are final except when appeal to the Supreme Court is question of law.
Court of Tax Appeal. The Court of Tax Appeal, CTA, was created on June 16, 1954 through the enacted of Republic Act 1125 RA 1125. Considering its limited jurisdiction, then it had only 3 judges, which at present is equivalent to 1 division. With the passage of Republic Act No. 9282 on April 23, 2004, the CTA became an appellate court equal in rank to the Court of Appeal. The composition of the court increased to 6 justices with 1 presiding justice and 5 it shall en banc or into division with 3 justices each. A decision of a division of the CTA may be appealed to the CTA en banc, and the latter's decision may further be appealed by verified petition for certiorari to the Supreme Court. However, Republic Act No. 9503 was enacted on June 12, 2008 and took effect on July 5, 2008. This further enlarged the organizational structure of the CTA by creating a third division and providing for 3 additional justices. Hence, the CTA is now composed of 1. The CTA may sit en banc or in the 3 division, with each division consisting of 3 justices. The CTA as one of the court comprising the Philippine judiciary is under the supervision of the Supreme Court.
The Court of Tax Appeals or Hukuman ng Aplikasyon sa Buwis is the special court of limited jurisdiction, and it has the same level with the Court of Appeals. The court consists of 8 associate justices and 1 presiding justice. The Court of Tax Appeals is located on Agham Road, Diliman, Quezon City in Metro Manila.
History of the Supreme Court. Constitutional history of the Supreme Court of the Philippines. The Supreme Court of the Philippines is the progeny of the tribunal established by Act No. 136 of the Philippines Commission on June 11, 1901. There is no umbilical cord joining the Supreme Court to the real Audiencia de Manila set up by the Spaniards or the Major General Elwell Otis. These audiencias, however, serve as backdrop and proper perspective in retelling the history of the present Supreme Court. The judicial system of the pre-Spanish Filipino. When the Spanish colonizer first arrived in the Philippines archipelago, they found the indigenous Filipino without any written laws. Mainly, the law enforced were derived from customs, usage, and tradition. These laws were believed to be God-given and were orally transmitted from generation to generation. The establishment of the Supreme Court of the Philippines. On June 11, 1901, the Second Philippine Commission passed Act No. 136 entitled An Act Providing for Organization of Court in Philippine Islands, formally establishing the Supreme Court of the Philippine Islands, are creating courts of the first instance and justice of the peace court throughout the land. The judicial organization established by the Act was conceived by the American lawyer in the Philippines Commission and was patterned in its basic structure after similar organization in the United States. The Supreme Court during the Commonwealth. Following the ratification of 1935 Philippine Constitution in the plebiscite, the principle of separation of power was adopted not by express and specific provision to the effect, by actual division of power of the government, executive, legislative, and judicial in different article thereof. As in the United States, the judicial power was vested by the 1935 Constitution in one Supreme Court and in such as inferior court as may be established by law. It's developed on the judicial to determine whether the acts of the other 2 departments were in harmony with the fundamental law.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning, ma'am. This is a video presentation is about the history of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest court within the hierarchy of courts and in many legal jurisdictions. Other descriptions for courts include court of last resort affects court and high or final court of appeal. Broadly speaking, the decisions of a Supreme Court are not subject to further review by any other court. Supreme Court typically function primarily as appellate courts, hearing appeals from decision of lower trial courts or from immediate level appellate courts.
Sandigang Bayan. The Sandigang Bayan lead support of the nation is a special appellate collegial court in the Philippines that has jurisdiction over criminal and civil cases involving graft and corrupt practice and other offenses committed by public officers and employees, including those government-owned or government-controlled corporations. The special court was established by President Decree No. 1486 of the 1973 Constitution. It was subsequently modified by Presidential Decree No. 1606 and by Republic Act No. 7975 and 8249, the 1987 Constitution. It is equal in rank to the Court of Appeals and consists of 14 associate justices and 1 presiding justice. The Office of the Ombudsman owns exclusive authority to bring cases to the Sandigang Bayan.
The Sandigan Bayan. The Republic Act 8249 in February 5, 1997 further defined the jurisdiction of the Sandigan Bayan, amending for the purpose PD 1606. The Sandigan Bayan SB tries and decides criminal and civil cases against government officials and employees accused of graft and corruption and similar other offenses. The National Assembly shall create a special court to be known as Sandigan Bayan, which shall have jurisdiction over criminal and civil cases involving graft and corrupt practices and such other offenses committed by public officers and employees, including those in government-owned or controlled corporations.